Hey, I get it. You've just been handed a stack of 10-inch forms that need to be folded into neat packets before the end of the day, and the thought of doing that by hand feels like a nightmare. You're probably wondering if splurging on an automatic folder is worth it, or if you'll end up with a pricey piece of equipment that gathers dust. That hesitation is real, especially when the budget's tight and you've got a mix of urgent jobs and occasional bulk runs. I've spent the last few weeks looking at how these machines fit into real office workflows, and I want to walk you through what the Formax FD38 actually delivers before you decide to click buy. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the biggest draw of the FD38 is the speed claim up to 17,000 sheets per hour. In a busy accounting department that prints out monthly statements, that translates to roughly 283 sheets a minute, or about a full batch of 500 sheet packets in under 2 minutes. The thing I love about the touchscreen interface is that you can walk up, tap the fold you need, C, V, Z, gate, fold out, or double parallel, and the machine starts folding right away. No fiddling with knobs or remembering complex sequences. For a team that rotates operators, that ease of use cuts down training time dramatically. Now, let's talk about how the feeder works. The 3-roller drop and feed system is designed to handle standard 20 pounds paper without the usual jams you see on cheaper models. In my test run with a stack of mixed-weight forms, some with perforated lines, others solid, the rollers kept the paper moving smoothly. That reliability matters when you're on a deadline, because a jam in the middle of a job can throw off the whole day's schedule. The hopper holds up to 500 sheets, which is enough for most batch jobs, but if you regularly run 2,000 sheet runs, you'll need to reload a few times. That's a trade-off to keep in mind. The machine isn't built for continuous roll feeding like a high-end production folder. One of the quieter surprises is the enclosed fold plates. Many automatic folders are noisy enough to be a distraction in an open office, but Formax insulated the plates and the result is a hum that's barely noticeable a few feet away. If your workspace is shared with sales reps or client meeting rooms, that reduction in noise can be a real quality of life improvement. The adjustable conveyor ranging from 14 to 36 inches lets you set the length based on the size of the documents you're folding. I found the 24-inch setting worked perfectly for standard letter size forms, while the longer option is handy when you have legal size packets. On the downside, the machine's footprint is something you have to plan for. It's roughly the size of a small filing cabinet, and you'll need a sturdy, level surface with a nearby power outlet that can handle its draw. In a cramped copy room, you might end up having to rearrange other equipment just to make room. Also, the pre-programmed folds are great for standard jobs, but if you need a custom fold that isn't on the list, you'll have to resort to manual folding or look for a more specialized folder. That's not a deal breaker for most businesses, but it's a limitation if you have niche folding requirements. Who should definitely consider the FD38? Small to mid-size print shops that churn out bulk mailers, banks that need to prepare account statements, insurance agencies handling policy packets, and any office that processes a high volume of forms on a regular basis. The combination of speed, touchscreen simplicity, and dependable feeding means you can keep up with daily demand without hiring extra hands. If you already have a workflow where a staff member spends 3,040 minutes a day folding forms, this machine could cut that time down to a few minutes, freeing up staff for higher value tasks. Who might want to skip it? Home-based entrepreneurs, freelancers, or small offices that only need to fold a few dozen sheets a week. In those cases, the upfront cost and the space the unit occupies probably aren't justified, and a manual folder or even a simple hand-fold routine will serve just fine. Also, if your paper stock regularly exceeds 20 pounds or you work with thick cardstock, you'll need to verify compatibility, because the feeder is tuned for lighter, standard weight sheets. A practical strength that stands out is the automatic stacker wheels. When a batch finishes, the stacker tilts and drops the folded packets onto the output tray without you having to lift a finger. That not only